Mr. President and all fellow delegates, allow me to express my sincere condolences to the government and all people around the world following the devastating of coronavirus pandemic. I thank you for every person who being heroic to save lives by staying at home and following all health protocols. And also, I thank you to all doctors, nurses, and the rest of the medical workers. You are the real hero of this world history. It's an honor and also a blissful moment to finally meeting you in person since the outbreak has made us to keep physical distancing. None of us get immune to this pandemic. We all have been in the same situation, experiencing a hard time of COVID-19. However, it cannot stop me to extend my best gratitude for all commitments to fight this outbreak together. I could proudly say that we are now more stable and restored than before. Even so, we acknowledge that we are still far from enough to build a compact security and prosperity to our country. As we are here today at this General Assembly, addressing issue that has never been more challenging, more urgent, and more necessary to the heart of a nation, where it is a duty to ensure our people live in prosperity and free from poverty. We face a more complex crisis during this lifetime, as the pace of declining global poverty change is decelerating due to COVID-19. It would be the first time that economic fallout would increase global poverty by 8% of the total human population since the 1990s. Developing countries are at most at risk during this pandemic. Indeed, Indonesia has become one of the most affected. This condition is clearly depleting our progress as we have made enormous gains by cutting poverty rate since 1999 to 2019. To a country which has more than 70,000 islands and be the fourth populous nation in the world, it's always been a huge challenge to assure people who live within rural area, remote area, can meet their basic needs of food, nutrition, healthcare, and education. For almost a decade, we've had a gigantic constructive economic plan by doing infrastructure development and social assistance programs related to education and healthcare. It is foremost aim to provide inclusive access to every provinces and cities in Indonesia to connect to market, to various livelihood, and to resources that will give them exposure to enhance their quality of life. As a United Nations and as a nation, we are in a higher position in the heart of New York that every decision we make is impacting the wider community. We are here not only on behalf of certain people, but also of all women and men, and children, elders, minorities, and other vulnerable groups who are suffering from starvation, disease, fear, despair, and unable to have a decent living. The target that UN has made in Sustainable Development Goal of ending extreme poverty by 2030 shall need a robust, accelerating global actions. We might have seen a very progress of poverty reduction in Asian countries since 1990s, but some African countries had not. There are still more than 300 million people in South Africa who will still be poor in 2030. There is still a major issue which must be concerned to is state's capacity to uphold security and stability. It becomes essential to ensure social protection to vulnerable groups because inequality and discrimination are critical to impede the pace of poverty alleviation. Poverty never comes from a one cause, but it tangled within grassroots and multidimensional aspects of human lives. Therefore, we should do more on harmonizing and amplifying our work through global to local program and also intensifying the program we've been progressing with the support from private sectors, financial institutions, and wider social community. We must be forging ahead to advocate this alarming issue, to work harder in order to make sure our citizens to live in resilience. Mr. President, as we explore new solutions, lessons from the past, and eagerness to work harder, Republic of Indonesia believes that we can make it through to end extreme poverty. Now this time we won't fail. Thank you.